application can be found on our website, fgfoundation.ca. When you go to our website, you click granting, apply. You can scroll down to our organization application button. Applications are open. Click here. If you're a brand new user, you will have to click register. Has your register as an individual, register as an organization, first name, last name. You'd have to put your email there and a password, create account. For the sake of this video, we already have a SurveyMonkey Apply account, so I'm going to log in. The first thing that you will have to do either as a new applicant or a previous applicant is you will have to go to the top right, click your name, go to account. We're going to have to change our eligibility. In our eligibility, you'll have to update your eligibility profile to interested in applying for an organization. You'd have to save your profile. That showed some applications that are available for our organization call. There's one more thing that will have to be done. Under account settings, you will have to go to my profile and you will have to set up an organization. As you set up your organization, you will have to click your name. For the sake, it's going to be test organization. That's the organization that you're applying for. Address, city, phone number, website, country, these are all optional. You would have to click continue. Now, welcome to the site as an organization. There's one more other thing that will have to be done. As you can see, my name is on the left side. When you go to click the application, it has all the information, but there is no button for you to apply. So what needs to be done is you need to click on your name and you have to click on the organization that you're applying for. Once you do this, you'll have to update your eligibility again, organization, save to your profile, and now you will have access to our website or to the application once you click apply. When you apply, you will see you have access to our application. There are different required tasks in order for you to submit your application. Let's get started. Oh, I'm going to add one more thing. There is a possibility to add a collaborator or add someone to your team to help you with your application. To do this, you need to click on the Manage Organization on the top right. And you will have to click Members. Once you do that, you can add a member. Once you get here, you will click their name and their email, and you would add. And once you do that, they would get an email and they would be invited to join you in your application for this organization call. So let's go back to our application. We can start it. As you can see, the deadline is January 17th at 5 p.m. So under qualification, there is all the information that's needed for the application. There are some questions that will have to be answered. First Nation organization or government, or a non-Indigenous organization serving First Nations. You have to write what type of organization you have. And then also another type of organization. Are you a qualified donee with the CRA? Are you a registered charity with the CRA? A nonprofit organization? A nonprofit organization that's not incorporated? A corporation or business? Or are you a First Nation? You would have to click, so I'm going to do First Nation. You'll have to click what province you are located in. I'm going to click Ontario. And now this next piece is, are you applying for a national program, or are you applying for a provincial, regional, or local program or project? Depending on what you click will change the way your application is. If you click national, there are additional questions as opposed to the local or regional or provincial project. And then we also ask you how you heard about the Future Generations Foundation or about this organization call. Once we mark as complete, this qualification task will be locked. And I had some errors. There are some questions, if you don't answer, they are required, so we have to answer them. So now I'm going to click that I'm a First Nation organization. And as we go through, everything else is complete, so we can mark as complete. So the next piece is our important information. And the important information has information about our organization, where these funds have come from, information about the education program, some of the objectives that we have and programs that we can fund. Eligibility to apply. Your organization has to be a qualified donee with the CRA. You have to be a registered charity with the CRA. Or we have one new eligibility for this year. All First Nation, regardless of their qualified donee status, are eligible to apply. So as we go through, there's just information about our organization call, eligible expenses, different kinds of the program categories. These were mentioned up above. Our national program, regional program, and local program, the differences, and also the amount of funding that you're eligible to apply up to. National programs, you can apply for up to $400,000. This needs to be a national program though. And then regional, local, and community programs can apply for up to $200,000. I just need to note this is a competitive program or competitive project, and funds are not guaranteed. So as we go through this section, you have to click that you've read and understand all the information above. There's a little also thing to sign. You have to left click on the mouse and drag to sign your name to provide your signature. And then we will mark as complete to move on to the next section. The next section is our organization application form. In this, we will title the proposal of your project. For the sake of this, I'm just going to fill out some sample names. We will need addresses. There are some things that are mandatory, and there are other things that are not mandatory. It's helpful to fill out all the information so we have all the information that is needed about your organization. Like I said, for the sake of this application, we are a First Nation government. We are a First Nation government regardless of qualified donee. Or we are a First Nation government with CRA. And this will ask for, depending on what you click for certain questions, other questions may pop up. So this is date registered as a qualified donee. We were registered as a qualified donee on November 12th, 2005. We have the paperwork for that, and we will be updating that in one of the next tasks as part of this application. We're applying for a grant. I mentioned a local community project. The primary focus of our program will be language. These are different kinds of focuses for the proposed program. We also have another question down below. If there are more than one focuses, you can click the ones that apply. We have questions regarding who will your program serve: residential school survivors, intergenerational survivors, or the youth. Please check all that apply. This application needs to be The activities and funding need to take place between April 1st, 2025 and March 31st, 2026. So we need to confirm that that's when the activities will take place. The next question, we need to confirm the amount of funding that we are requesting. 150,000 is a sample that we're requesting. The next question is, has the organization received funds before? If yes, please click the year. If not, please click never received funding. And then you can also request multi-year funding or single-year funding. The multi-year funding has other questions related to it, but for this example, we are going to use single-year funding. And now I have to sign it again. Right-click your button. And the next question, we need the information regarding your signing authority or your senior officer on behalf of the charity, the qualified donee, or the First Nation. The next question is about the signing authority or the senior officer on behalf of the charity, qualified donee, or the First Nation. The next step is as part of the application, there are more questions. The goals and purpose of the program. Please explain in detail how your program will advance education, employment, language, or culture, and address the harms of residential schools for First Nations. So please fill this out regarding the programming that you will be funding. The reach of the program. This question is a description of the population the project will operate in. The number of people benefiting from the project, the population of the community, the identity of the participants, gender, age ranges, location of activities. This next question is this program new? Yes or no? Is this a program that your organization currently runs, or is it something that you're starting off brand new? Is this program a continuation of an already existing successful program? Yes. If yes, how long has the program been in operation? Or no, we can move on to the next question. The next question regards Indian residential school survivors and intergenerational survivors. How will residential school survivors and those intergenerationally impacted be included in the planned project? Please provide a detailed description of how these members will be involved in the project. The next question is about linkages or program partnerships. If your organization is partnered with another organization, you can fill this information out. If not, you can leave it blank. And the next question is also regarding program partnerships with another organization, where we would like you to define and explain how the partnership has been or will be established. Are there memorandum of understandings between the partners? Is this a flow-through agreement between the partners? Are both organizations clear on the responsibilities for the programming? If you have a partnership, please include this information right here. There's also a link to upload any documents in the next stages if needed. Question 24 is about accountability. How will the program meet its goals and objectives, measure success or failure? What information will you share? How and when will you share it? Please describe how your program will be accountable to survivors, intergenerational survivors, and the community where the education will take place. Once we have all the required information in there, we can click next to move on to the next questions. The next questions are regarding the work plan. In this piece, we want specifics, measurable, relevant activities, start and end dates of the programming that you will be doing. So we would like the first piece is your objective. The next one is the task and activities related to the objectives and your work plan. And next piece, we would like your start and end dates. And also, I'd like to note these activities need to be between April 1st, 2025 and March 31st, 2026. So the start date, we're going to have it be April 2025. And for the end date, we will have it be March 31st, 2026. As you fill out your application about your programming, please fill out the required number of objectives that your work plan has. Once that is complete, you can move on to the next question. The next question is your programs team. These are their position, roles, and responsibilities for the programming that will take place. The next question will be questions about your signing authority that we mentioned earlier. And we need their name, their position, contact information, like your email and phone. Once we are done with these two pieces regarding the program team and the signing authority, we can move on to the next questions. The next question is, are there other funding agencies that have committed to funding a portion of the activities and programs? No, you move on to the next question. Yes, you can please fill out the list of funders and the amount below. And the next question is your organization providing in-kind amounts to this project? If not, you can move on to the next piece. If yeah, please list the type of in-kind support and the amount below. So that concludes the application portion of this application. As you can see, we have completed 3 of the required tasks. I mentioned the linkages and partnerships. This can, if you have any, you can upload any documents you have pertaining to your partnership in this piece. You click attach and then mark as complete. The following piece will be the budget for the 25-26 year. In this first section, we have some definitions that can help you with explanation of what each line item is. So in the budget, our first section is for salaries and benefits. So please fill out the title or the job title of the salary and the amount. I just want to show you something that it auto populates on the bottom, but if we add commas, it does not work. So please no commas. So salary, benefits, as you see, it populates and it populates all the way down to the bottom. Please fill out your salaries and benefits. There's a section for education and expenses. Regarding different things regarding your programming, please fill out numbers in here. If you have an other item, please put in the amount. And it will ask you to provide other details regarding this. If you have a line item that doesn't meet any of these other line items that are here. And as you can see, it auto populates. If you have any traditional education expenses, please fill out. The same with the other. And then the administrative costs, we can accept administrative costs up to 15% maximum. And then it shows our grand total. The grand total that in our application is $67,000. Please make sure the grand total from your budget equals the same amount that you requested funding for in the application. Mark complete. I can move on to the next piece. The next piece is uploading audited financial statements. Please provide copies of your audited financial statements from the organization that has qualified donee status or a registered charitable number with a CRA. or the First Nation, regardless of their qualified donee status. If you don't have audited financial statements, please provide internally prepared financial statements for the most recent fiscal year. Other acceptable documents can include statement of income, statement of cash flows, anything that showcases the financial capacity. So you will click attach files. So I click attach files. Once it's updated, you can mark as complete. As we move on to the next piece is you upload the confirmation of CRA, qualified donee, or First Nation confirmation. If you don't know what to upload for this piece, we have some examples. And this brings us to examples of the First Nation requirement. There is a website here that can bring you to the Government of Canada for the First Nation detail. And then this link below will bring you to if you are a CRA registered charity. And then this link right here will bring you to the listing of qualified donees. Some other examples are, the information, return summaries, documents regarding being a registered charity. So those are some examples. We'll need confirmation of it. So once we attach file, this is the confirmation of my my First Nation status. 6 of 6 required tasks are complete. I am now able to submit my document or my application. Please click the green button to submit, and you will have to click it again to submit. Once you submit your application, you should receive an email saying you have completed your application, and then this also acknowledge receipt of your correspondence. That is all for the application. If you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to ask.